Okay, so we will try to model this Tepet school building, no, that I shown you last time sa pushover analysis. Although meron akong SAP 2000 model, but uh, I'll just show you how to model using SAP, no, para magka-idea kayo. So for example, we have, ang ginawa kong model is this one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 4.5. Yan. Ito yung ating plan view. Okay. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Then sinet natin na this is C1, this is C2, and this is C3. Okay, so the distances 4.5. For example, i-fix na lang natin na 4.5. Mabilis lang. 4.5. Then, ito is 7 and 2.5. This is 7. This is 2.5. Tayo sa SAP. And again, make sure consistent yung units. We have kilonewton and meter. Ito kayo sa file, new model. Ayan. So you can use grid only, no, para mabilis lang. Grid only. So tatanungin ka niya, how many grids in X direction, how many grids in Y, and Z. So this is X, and then I think this is Y. Yeah. So in X, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then in Y, we have 3. 1, 2, 3. And then Z, since 1, 2, 3, 3, ano lang naman to, 2-story with, tatlo lang to. Right? Now, spacing. So, try mo natin, 4.5. So, Y, let's try 7. Edit na lang later on. And then, so, Z, 3. So, ito yung sa elevation, no? Okay? Okay na yun. Then, click OK. Yeah. Tama ba? So, di ba, remember 7, ano to? 7. So, dito na natin i-edit. So, edit. Define. Oh, coordinate systems and grids. So, modify. So, grid 1 is 0. So, grid 2 will be 2.5. So, 2.5 plus 7 is 9.5. Okay? Then, kung gusto nyo i-edit yung sa last, since 5 meters to sa actual, yung last bay, pwede nyo edit dito. Okay? So, ganun lang. Click OK. Click OK. That's it. Then, sabi ko naman, di ba, you can just use single column, single beam. Then, let's say, i-model natin itong tayo sa column. I-model natin yung 400 by 400. Then, merong 5 and 4 na bakal. 1425 mm din. So, define. Wait, materials muna pala, no? Uh, kasi if you look at the specs, ito yung specs, 21 megapascal lang yung concrete, and then 280 lang yung rebar. Okay. Dito, what's that? Audio material, concrete. Okay. Modify ko siya so that concrete. 21 megapascal. This one. So dito ko siya i-edit. Kasi this, as you can see here, naka ano siya, 28 megapascal. So, 27,000. So, gawin natin 21,000. 21,000. Click OK. And then next naman is yung rebar. Okay, rebar. Okay. Ito na yun. Ito. Modify natin. Gawin natin rebar. So, grade 40 lang kasi ano, yan. So, expected yield, so 280 megapascal. 280,000. Diba? Tensile minimum yield, parehas ko na lang. Okay. Expected, so, siguro, laki natin konti, 300,000. Kasi sa actual naman, may ano, may exceed naman niya yung specification. Okay, then click OK. Yan. Click OK. Then ito tayo sa define frame sections, section properties, then add new property. Of course, it's a concrete, rectangular, 0.4 by 0.4, and then column, and then tuloy natin yung ginawa natin, yung concrete, and saka nito natin i-define yung rebar. Yan. So, clear cover, okay, see, pwede yan. Yan, number of bars, 5, 4, na-explain ko na to. Bar size, 25 mm. Then, yung confinement, 10 diameter. So, assuming 0.1. Yeah. It should be consistent here. Right? 5 along 3 direction kasi yung 3 yung 3 is Z so kay Staad, no, yung counterpart niya. And then yung 2 is yung Y kay Staad. So 5 layers, 4 layers sa 2 direction. And then let's click OK. Then OK. Then for beam, property. So ang section ng beam natin is 250 by 400. 250 by 400. Concrete reinforcement. Then click natin si beam. Ayan. So, ang reinforcement niya is 4 na 20 mm. When we computed that, that's 1,256. Stop bar. So, 0.001256. No? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Tama na to. Then, kalahati, no? Kasi because based on the, no? Dalawang 20 mm lang siya. No? So, that's 0.000. 125 is about 60, 65 na lang. System. Then click OK. Then click OK. Oh, no. Gawin pala natin yung beam. Beam. Okay. Okay. Ayan. Then, ang maganda kay SAP or ETABS, meron siya ditong shortcut. Quick draw frame. Pwede rin ito. Quick draw. Ano? May quick draw column dito eh. Okay. Wala. Pero ito natin yung quick draw frame. So, pag clinic ko yan, so, then lalabas to, you can choose ano yung member na gagawin. So, this is column. Hindi ko to. Okay. So I need to pick, see, mali yung view. Wait lang. Ayusin ko lang yung view. So pwede kong i-select ulit ito. Ayusin ko lang yung view. Yeah. So, so kiniklik ko na lang dito. Lahat yung call. Okay. Or may isa pa dito. Mhm. Sige. Anyway. So, tuloy nyo lang. Yan. Ano siya? Kung items gagamitin nyo kasi may tinatawag na similar story all story. Isang click mo lang, madodrawing mo na siya. Oops. Kasi, may konti lang naman. Lahat ng naman ang naka-vertical. Automatic. Pwede naman mag-elevation view ka lang. Uh, isang bagsakan mo sila ng ano. Think okay na. Gusto nyo pwede kayo mag-elevation view. Elevation view. Ito. Um, say, tapos click mo lang ito. Nakikita mo kung sino pa yung walang assignment. Okay. Then if you check on 3D, okay na yung column. Okay? Then last is the beam. Okay. Dito naman, pwede ka naman mag-plan view. Zero. So, dito. Okay. Then sa roof, Double check na lang natin mamaya yung 3D view niya. Yan. So, okay na siya. Then, you can just click yung select mode. 3D view. Para ma-extrude view, parang sa render, ito click natin. Yeah. So extrude view. Ito. General options, extrude, apply. Yeah. So, see? Then define tayo ng load case. Although automatic naman yung dead load. Say maglalagay tayo ng ano ng 2.4 kilopascal na dead load. So madali lang 'yon. So I'll make sure na nasa second floor muna ako. So Z is equal to 3. So bababa ako. Click ko muna yung panel na to. Ako dito sa Z equals 3. Then I think pwede ko yata i-select. So select. Anyway, mag-define na lang din ako ng slab. Area section. Define area section. Add new section. Okay. Sige, shell pin na lang. Slab. Thickness. Ano ba yung thickness? I think 0.15 na lang. 0.15. Then material, concrete yan. Then okay. Then okay. And then dito tayo. Quick draw area. Siyempre, slab lang naman yung system natin. Assume ko na lang na slab lahat dyan. And then, select ulit to. Pero this time, select ko na yung mga slab. Kasi lalagyan ko siya ng load. So, assign area. Load pala. Load. Area loads. Sige, try ko itong gravity. Yan. Anyway, automatic naman kasi nga. Ang madedetect lang naman is dead load. Kasi yun lang pala yung default. No? So, dito. So, the direction is global Z. So, try ko nga negative. Negative na. So, anyway, madali lang naman mag-edit. So, 2.4 kilopascal. Then, apply. Yun. Ganun lang. No? May dead load ka na. So, also, automatic din kasi sa dead load, yung self-weight. No? Pansinin nyo. Define load patterns. Yan, no? Naka-self-weight multiplier. So, yung sabihin, while we're doing the model, automatic, may dead load ka na. Na-consider na yung self-weight sa dead. And actually, tapos na siya eh. No? Pwede na yan. No? Kung gusto niyo na lang maging dagdagan yung weight sa taas, pwede rin. Maglagay kayo ng mga 0.5 kPa siguro. Pwede, no? Then, so let's say may dead load ka na, di ba sabi ko sa lecture, dapat yung dead load natin na, ayan, it should be non-linear. So, modify, gagawin ko siyang non-linear. Ano pa ba? Then, okay. Okay. Tapos, define ako ng push, hinge muna siguro, hinge. Section, hinge properties. So, ito yung sabi ko sa inyo, no? So, beam and column. Say, for the beam, I'll choose moment M3. Ayan, click OK lang to. Okay. Then, For column naman, pwede rin yung moment entry pero para mas accurate itong interacting. Kung column, yan, okay. Then, assign yung hinge, no? Save ko muna pala. Sample push. Save. So, select properties, the beam, for example, and then assign hinge. Siyempre, dahil beam yan, sasali ko si beam. Add, one, add, apply. Okay? Try ko i-3D. Then next naman is yung select natin si column. Column, select, then assign. Again, tignan nyo kung naka-deselect si beam. Otherwise, i-clear nyo yung selection. Click nyo to. Tapos mag-select ulit kayo. Assign, hinge, frame hinge. So this time, it's column. 0, 1, then apply. Okay? Okay, and then define load case. So, doon tayo sa push over. So, push X. Right, push X lang. Sabi natin, this should be nonlinear. Okay. Load pattern, mode 1. Okay. Next. Continue from state, then load, then full application, displacement. This can be 0.15 lang. Joint na eh, totoo kaya to. Sige, saka ko na lang i-correct ha. Joint na yun muna. Then okay. Then modify, multiple states. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Then define din ako ng ano, ng UBC para may comparison tayo. UBCX. Oh, ito. Wait lang. Okay ko muna to. Define load patterns. EQX. And this should be Quake. And UBC 97. Add new load pattern. Sa load pattern mo. Okay, modify. Yan, dito nyo i-define yung sa earthquake. Global X, soil type D, zone 4, source type A, distance to source 10 kilometers. Okay, program calculated. Okay. Okay. Dito, define load case. Yan, EQX, modify. Ayan. Para lumabas si EQX. Yun. Kaya nag-define muna ako ng load. Para lumabas si EQX. Lahat to naman. Okay na to. Click okay. Okay. Save. May nakalimutan ko ba? Sige. Sabi ko nga i-verify yung ano, no? Yung joint, no? Sa roof. Joint nito. Click ko to. This should be joint 57. So, i-edit ko. Okay, joint 9 na na-select ko. Anyway, so balikan ko. Define load case. So, si push X should be 57. Yung displacement control. Yeah. Okay. Kinure ko, dapat sa root. Diba sabi ko dapat nasa center of mass malapit. Yan. Analyze. Okay. Finalizing na daw siya. Quickly, let's check in the formation. Or kahit yung modal property muna. Modal property. Dapat kasi sa modal pa lang, realistic na. Pag hindi realistic, sabihin may something wrong sa modal. Ayan, kagaya niya, no? Negative 3.6. So, there's something wrong sa modal. Manifest dito sa pushover curve. See. Okay, I'm sorry. May nakalimutan tayong gawin. Siyempre, magiging, if pakita ko sa inyo yung plan details. Merong daw rigid body motion, ill condition. So may problems sa stiffness matrix because hindi ko nalagyan ng support. So, tayo sa XA. Lagyan natin ng supports. Here. Assign, joint, restraints. So, fix, apply. So, next. Siyempre, magkakaroon na ng ano yan, singularity. Okay na. So, may ano sila. Hindi ko kasi na-view dito. Obvious naman. Wala siyang support kasi kanina dito. Naka-extrude kasi kaya narito. So, let's try ulit. Okay. So, yan. No? Sabi ko, check natin si mode and as you see, 0.17. So, realistic na siya. Mode 1, let's check 0.17. Tignan natin. So, yan yung mode 1. Next is mode 2. So, on that direction. Mode 3. So, ito, rotation yan. Okay. Mode 4, rotation ulit. Ayan. So, realistic na. Then, check natin yung pushover curve. Display shows static pushover curve. Ayan, there's something wrong. So, yan naman yung double check natin. Okay, so nasolve na natin earlier yung uh, mode, no? Realistic na. Now, and then, balikan natin yung mode, no? Modal, apply, okay. And 3D, yan. And then, i-run ko siya. So, you notice mode 1 pala is in this direction. So, sa Y. Okay. Naalala nyo, sa push overload case, push X yung title ko kanina, push X. And then, sinet ko na mode 1 para sa lecture natin. However, hindi nagtugma. No? Because ang assumption ko, ang mode 1 is in this direction. Now, mode 1 is in this direction pala. So, kaya pangit yung itsura ng pushover curve earlier. Kasi, kumbaga, minomonitor minomonitor natin siya sa U1, which is parallel to X. But, minomonitor natin sa U1, which is parallel to X, but, ang load pattern natin is mode 1, which is parallel naman sa Y. So, hindi consistent. Okay? So, what I did is, so dapat consistent, no? So, define, ayun nga, dapat consistent. So, define load case, and push X, no, modify. So, huwag niyo muna pansinin yung name, ha? So, yan, mode 1, no? Mode 1, yung load pattern. So, along Y, then yung displacement control, dapat U2. So, consistent yun. Okay? So, mode 1 yung pattern because mode 1 is along Y, and then yung displacement is U2 because two direction is along Y. So, ganun. So, I should have named this push Y pala. Okay? So, sige, para maging consistent naman sa name. Push X. So, gagawin ko tong U1. Okay? Kasi U1 is along X direction. Click ko yung OK. But, ipa-pattern ko siya sa mode 2. Right? Modify. Kasi, we have established mode 2 is along X direction. Para maging consistent. And maging consistent yung push X. Okay? Then click OK. And then OK. And then run again. Analyze, run analysis. Okay. And then, ayan. So, nakita nyo. Ito na yung hinge pattern. And then, balikan natin si mode 1, which is along Y. So, mode 2 tayo, which is along X na. Okay. And then, when you check the pushover curve, ayan. So, okay na siya. Okay. And similar to what we obtained in the lecture, 2,400 yung yield, and max niya is about 3,100. Okay? And ito yung ano niya, we call this hinging pattern. So, medyo balikan natin sa step 1. Ayan, so the Ayan, first hinge is there sa beam. Then second hinge, so lahat na ng Almost lahat na ng ground floor column. Yan. Progress. Yan. Then 11, 12, 13, 14. So last step is 14. Ayan. This time around, medyo may ano sa mga, ano sa, what do you call this, roof beam. Nadamay na siya. Pero unlike with the second floor, halos lahat ng second floor no, nag-hinge. And of course, lahat ng column. Okay. So yung pinaka-damage is yung yellow. And that's it. The modeling, flying hinge, getting the pushover curve. And manual computation, gaya ng tinuro ko, work energy theorem, then you can get, again, quickly sa interaction diagram. Ito yung 400 by 400 na may 5 layers and with a 21 megapascal and 280 megapascal na rebar. Ayan. So, 5 layers. So, hanggang AS4 lang tayo. And then ito yung ating pure moment capacity. As you can see, which is around 250 or 246 kilonewton meter. Nandito sa axis. And if you will check that here, say double check natin yung uh, hinge ng column. 8H1, double check natin si 8H1, display show hinge result. 8H1. Yeah. And then show backbone scale. And as you can see, the capacity is almost the same, 200 yan, kilonewton meter. Okay? So, makikita nyo that yung sa dilaw, no, na-reach ng column yung kanyang maximum capacity. Okay? Which also shows here. So, about 200 while our spreadsheet is getting 250, no? So, may discrepancy. But at least, no, using just a spreadsheet, no, may idea kayo ano yung magiging, what they call this, magiging moment capacity of your section. Okay. I think, check lang saglit. Ang palatandaan ko kung saan may transition ng positive and negative. Okay. And also you can use yung response 2000 software. Yan. Yung, ano dito? Yan. Okay? So, yung pag na-model mo na siya dyan, you can solve the capacity of the beam. Sa beam, ito naman si the column. Save ko ba yun? Sa column. Click ko lang save. Anyway, ito yung sample ng column. Yan. So, solve section of response. Yan naman yung kanyang moment capacity. Zero ko siya. Yeah. Okay, so, which is, as I've shown you during the lecture, um, which is almost equal here and almost equal here. And that's it. And that's it. No? So you will be going to uh, obtain similar capacity using work energy theorem, wherein mag-apply ka ng base shear, no? Mag-assume kayo ng deformation as for simplicity, this is 1 unit and say this is 0.5, no? In your case, kung 5 story kayo, magiging ano yan. So this is 1. So magpakaroon kayo ng ratio proportion dyan. Okay? So say this is 0.8, 0.7, 0.6, something like that. Then, ano yung basis nyo ng base shear dito? Paano nyo makukuha yung amount ng base shear dyan? Or proportioning of base shear? Dito sa, ayan, di ba? Yung weight of your building. So, in this case, for example, 3,000, double check ko lang, ha? Yan, so laki ng capacity ng building, no? More than ano pa siya. 1.75G yung capacity niya. Ano? Ano lang naman, based sa modeling to. No? Double check for display. Show static, tables. Ayan, ito na nga yun. Okay. So, based on my model, ang weight ko is 1,650. No, 1,650. So, if i-divide ko yan, so say sa second floor is 1,000, sa third floor or sa roof, 650. So roughly, ang hatian is, ano ba? Medyo malaki ito. Hindi siguro, mga ano siguro, 1 to to, tapos 450 ito. Yan. So 50 or 60-40 na lang. So again, this will be around 0.4 V sa roof. Ay, sorry, yung second floor. So 0.4 of the base shear, then 0.6 of the base shear sa sa second floor. Kasi nga, mas obviously, mas mabigat kasi yung second floor. And then sa energy naman, that will be 1/6 kasi two-story to times yung moment capacity ng column, number of hinges, plus moment capacity of beam, then number of hinges. Then equate the two, you will get the shear capacity. Okay? Yun lang. Okay, so that's it. No? So ito yung equation. Work is 0.6V times 1. 0.4, no. 0.6V. Ayan. So 0.6 sa second floor, 0.4 sa sa roof, no? Yeah. 0.6V sa second floor, so this should be 0.5 plus 0.4 sa roof. So this is 1, yung displacement. So 0.6 times 0.5, 0.3 plus 0.4, so this should be 0.7. Ayan. Then, 1/6 kasi yan yung rotation. Yeah. This is 1, this is 6. rotation. Then moment capacity, 200 yung capacity ng column as we saw dito. Yan. 8H1. Display, show hinge results. 8H1. Yeah. So this around 200 yung ginamit niya. Okay. 230 pa dito. Okay. So 200 times 36 pieces kasi you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 columns times 3 bays or 3 grids. 18 times 2 joints. So that's 36. Plus 100 naman yung capacity ng beam. Okay, ano yung hinge number ng beam? 55H1. So 55H1. Yan. So 100 yung capacity. And you can double check that sa response 2000. Yan. 100 times 30 pieces kasi 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times 3 grids, 15 times 2 joints, 30. And computing that, you will get 1,700. Yeah. So divided by 0.7, I'm getting 2,400. So shear is 17 times 0.7 is 2,430. Take note, hindi ko pa sinama yung sa roof, no? So madadagdagan to ng capacity pag sinama ko yung sa roof. So gawin natin 60 to. No? Let's say gawin natin 60. So 200 times 36 plus 60 divided by 6. 2,200. So divided by 0.7, you will also get 3,200. Okay? So kumbaga ito yung 2,400. Then umangat pa ng 3,200. 2,000. Yun yung capacity. Which is almost the same with our pushover curve. 2,432. Okay? 2,4, then max of almost 32. Yeah. So that's the manual procedure. Using work energy theorem, wherein work done is equal to the energy stored in the system. So yan, so you can do the push over along y direction. So again, be consistent. So kung push over along y, that's mode 1, no? Tapos U2 naman siya dito sa load case, dun sa sa displacement control, U2 naman siya. Okay, that's it.